Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the horror miser, Monty Cheese, trying to review the latest film directed by Steven Soderbergh. Yes, this time it is a psychological thriller drama film called Presence. Yes.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the horror miser, Monty Cheese. Presence is a 2024 American supernatural thriller film. It is directed by Steven Soderbergh, written by David Coep. Now, the film stars Lucy Liu, Chris Sullivan, Kalina Lang, and Eddie Mayday, and Wes Mulholland. Now, in this film, a family become convinced they are not alone after moving into their new house in the suburbs. Yes, someone is watching you guys. When it comes to supernatural horror films, horror fans, filmmakers love to use the premise of the haunted house trope in their films. It doesn't matter if the house is old, creepy looking, decrepit, and full of cobwebs, or if it's brand new, fully furnished, and you can't wait to move in it, but both are haunted by an evil spirit, a demon, or a ghost. We've seen this premise used in plenty of haunted house horror films, such as the Paranormal Activity film series, Poltergeist, the others, and of course, all of the countless Amityville horror films. Now, that brings us to American film director Steven Soderbergh's latest project and his entry into this subgenre of horror. This one is called Presence. Now, here we're introduced to the Paynes family. We have Chris, his wife Rebecca, and their children Chloe and Tyler as they're moving into this brand new house in the suburbs. Now, what's particularly interesting about this film, it basically shows the Paynes' lives while living in the house in a series of long takes through the eyes of an unknown poltergeist. That's kind of what this film is about. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. What in the world is Steven Soderbergh doing directing a horror movie? Now, that's because he's known for directing psychological crime and heist films, such as the Ocean's film trilogy, along with Side Effects, Logan Lucky, and Contagion. He is not known for directing horror films. Now, I'm pretty sure he did direct the 2018 psychological thriller horror film Insane, but that film is more of a psychological thriller, just like this film is, not actually horror, even though both those films, Insane and this one, do have horror elements in them. Now, known for his unusual style and how he films his films, Soderbergh decided to take a different approach, showing everything through the poltergeist point of view. This one is known as the President. That's what he's known as. That's known in the credits, and everything is shown as the poltergeist point of view. Everything we see is from the poltergeist. It's kind of an interesting way of filming. It's almost like watching a found footage horror film without the shaky cams. We don't get that shaking back and forth that we normally get, like say the camera's bouncing around. Nope, this is all one continuous shot at several. There's one continuous shot in the scenes that we have throughout this film. It allows the audience to see the family dynamic of the Pains, and throughout the film, we know that there are cracks within this family. We see that Chris and Rebecca's marriage is on the rocks because of something what Rebecca has done. Rebecca obsesses over Tyler, who is an arrogant swimmer, and she clearly ignores her daughter Chloe when she's just looking for someone to talk to her, and she just ignores her at all times. That's because Chloe has her own issues while also dealing with Tyler's friend Ryan, who wants to have sex with her, and we get all of that dynamic through the eyes of the presence. Now, one of the interesting aspects that I see in this film is that you're not going to see any of the typical tropes or cliches that you would see in a haunted horror movie. Now, one of the things I found interesting when you're looking at this film, you're not going to see any of the typical tropes or cliche that you would normally see in a haunted house horror film. Like you're not going to see a possessed person spider walking up and around the walls. You're not seeing terrible CGI spirits or creepy sounding demons speaking in tongues. You're not going to get all that in this particular film. If that's something what you're looking for, you're not going to get in this film, and you might not like it. See, Soderbergh simply wants the audience to see what the presence is seeing, and at times it will react to what it's seeing, causing the family to believe that there is a presence in this house. Like I said, all this is dramatically presented to the audience in this particular film. So, unlike what we see in normal haunted house films, where it's more horror related, yeah, we do get the horror aspect of the film, but this is more dramatic in this film, which is typically what Stormberg loves to do. No, I like the story that American screenwriter David Kep has written here. And while it's very simple and easy to understand, but it's also nice and dramatic as well. I mean, the acting is decent as all of the actors do a great job in all of the roles, especially Kalina Lang, who gives Chloe the vulnerability that she needs to this film, especially when she learns who the presence really is. Now, I won't give that away, but I actually find the reveal very fascinating. I mean, no one should be surprised that Soderbergh is known for putting plot twists and other things in his films. Sometimes he takes a non-linear approach in his films, or he'll put some plot twists in his films. And I'm pretty sure some people will not see this plot twist coming. I won't say it's a plot twist. It's kind of a different type of reveal when we see this coming because when you're watching the film, Sternberg and Coep don't give any visual clues or anything like say like M. Night Shyamalan used to do in certain his films. I would say like with The Visit, there are certain clues and he gives throughout this film. So when the twist comes, those scenes kind of make sense because they come out of nowhere. But in this one right here, it's just simply you're just watching the family go to their things and they find out that there's something obviously going on in the house. But once that reveal comes, I think no one will actually see that coming. I mean, another thing it goes to show you that you don't need to have creepy looking people twisting their body parts around and spinning their heads like you normally would see in those type of haunted house films. And you don't need to use other cliche tropes that you see in other haunted house horror films. I mean, if you have a decent script, you have decent directing, you have a great storyline, you have great acting, then you can make an effective horror film without using all the typical tropes that we see in haunted house horror films. Now, for the presence, while this is not the best haunted horror house film that I've seen, it's still an effective one with some great direction, a decent script, and some good acting. I really did enjoy this one. So I'm going to give Presence 3 out of my 5 Bloody Gold coins. Like I said, it's probably not gonna be for everyone because you're expecting some really crazy stuff to happen, but it's not gonna happen in this particular film because, as I stated before, that's not David Soderbergh's style. He's not known for directing, putting real horror into his films. Just like with Unsane, he does the same thing here, and I did really love Insane because I thought it was a very fantastic film. It had some great acting in that film as well, and he does the same thing here. So 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. So there you have it, horror fans. That is my review and video of Presence. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Like and sure really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Have you seen Presence? What do you thought about it? Please leave your comments in the comment section below and tell you thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit the subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way, we notified anytime when I put up new videos such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G, and always remember that horror rules. And I see you in my next video. Like I say, safe out there.